Hey guys, I'm going to talk to you about the most recent Game of Thrones episode, episode 9 of season 6. It was a big one, Battle of the Bastards. If you haven't watched it, this is your spoiler warning. We're going to go into full spoilers here, so you might want to go watch it and then come back and listen to me talk all about Jon Snow versus Ramsay Bolton. Jon Snow's smaller army against Ramsay Bolton's formidable forces at Winterfell. The episode also opened with a really kick-ass Daenerys sequence that lasted about 10 minutes and had some really great special effects, some of the greatest stuff I've seen from the show so far. But the battle for the North was really what it was all about here. Would Jon Snow triumph? Now, I think a lot of us thought, yes, he would. This season has been very big on payoffs as far as good guys winning. Nice things happening. Sure, there's been some tragedy, but not compared to other seasons. This season, as we head toward the end, season 6, away from the books, we're seeing our heroes sort of triumph. Would that be the case for Jon Snow? Would episode 9 here be another win for our heroes, or would it be sort of the twist of the knife, and would Littlefinger come in at the last second and betray Sansa and all that stuff? That didn't happen. The Knights of the Vale did come in at the end and sort of save the day, but Littlefinger, we didn't even see him, and he didn't turn. It was just a big win. Doesn't mean things didn't look well for Jon at some point. They were losing. They were going to die. He almost got trampled to death. Everyone was going down. They were surrounded. And then the Eyrie came to save the day because of Sansa's move last week. Now, I want to talk Jon and Sansa here mainly. You've all seen the episode. You know how great the action was. Rickon fell and everything, and it made Jon basically get really Starky, like really noble and unwise, and charged his army at Ramsay, and that's what Ramsay wanted. And even Tormund was like kind of under his breath, like, don't do it, but he was overcome with passion and emotion and honor, and Jon kind of did the wrong thing here. He wound up winning in the end, but before the night before the battle, he and Sansa clashed there, and I thought that was a really interesting part leading into the battle, because Jon was like, we're going to do this no matter what, we're underdogs, but we have no other choice, and Sansa was kind of like, we kind of have to have another choice because you're going to lose, we don't have enough men. She was being smart, and he was being sort of, I guess you would say, Ned Stark-like. She was being like Littlefinger. She was being pragmatic and logical about it. She even was cold-blooded enough and logical enough and detached enough to know that Rickon was expendable and that he was never going to make it out of this alive. Like, she sort of took that stance. Jon was all about family and honor, and she was like, look, we got to play this smart. I thought that was a really interesting dynamic to sort of throw into this battle that gave it an extra layer, extra texture than just two armies colliding. That difference between Jon and Sansa has been building up all season, how she sort of plays things closer to the vest and is very secretive and logical. So you can kind of see how she's been, has been molded by Littlefinger in that way. So I thought that was really enjoyable part of this battle, aside from the carnage and the violence and all that stuff, and Ramsay getting eaten by his own hounds, which is sweet, sweet justice. But what did you guys think of this episode? You can read my written review on IGN.com, and stay tuned to IGN for all things Game of Thrones.